I'm Tom O'Neill, a landscape photographer from the northwest of England. Join me as I photograph epic mountainscapes, serene lakes, majestic seascapes, and magnificent waterfalls. This is Solo Photo Ventures. Hello there. So I've come down to Embassy in Northumberland. This is near the near Dunstan Castle, Dunstanburgh Castle, which is behind me. I've come for landscape photography, believe it or not. Now it's not the gorgeous sandy beach that's actually appealing to me, although it is a gorgeous sandy beach. It's these rocks. I don't know if you can make them out in the distance over there, but the rocks are a really dark colour, and when they're wet, they're even darker, almost black. What I'm hoping to do, I'm hoping to find a composition with those rocks in the foreground, castle in the background, more importantly, some sort of sunset, and maybe later a bit of moody skies as well. So I want a nice light bright image with the sunset colours, and I want a darker, more moody image as the sun's gone down. Let's go and find a composition and hope this doesn't go the way my normal sunsets go. I'm set up for my composition somewhat precariously because I'm not actually sure whether the tide's coming in or out. I did neglect to check that, which is stupid of me, but I am in a position where I can just dart straight up there if it does start coming too high, so it's not really a problem. The composition I've got these rocks in the foreground, I've got this pool in front of me. I don't know if you can make it out on the video, but I've got the castle just in the distance there, and that's actually my first composition. I'm shooting that so that I can actually bring down the exposure later. If there's any colour in the sky, I can bring it out. But I'm also shooting it in such a way that I've got the option to darken it all off if I want to, and make a more moody and dramatic shot, which this kind of lends itself more to anyway. For the first shot, that's not too bad. I may have to I want to have to assess whether the tide's coming in or out. If it is going out, then I'm going to go further towards the shoreline. If it's coming in, I'm going to have to find a different composition altogether. Maybe head a bit further over that way and see if there's anything there, but for now I'm happy to see how it plays out. Now it's I've set a different composition. I've set looking down here over that way. I've just had to pick my camera up because the sea is, well, there are still some big waves now. I'm right near the edge. So I'm perched on some rocks. I think I've managed to get a good shot that way. Now, there's absolutely no colour going over the sky, so I'm going to go with dark and moody on this. And the reason I'm set up so close here and taking the risk with the water coming in I actually want some of the movement in the water. I will be focus stacking the image, but I want to get some of the movement in the sea. I want some of the seawater around the rocks as well. As you can see behind me, that's where all the colours are happening. So in a moment I'm actually going to set up with these rocks as foreground and that colour as the background interest. But for this image, it's focus stacked, polarizer taking the glare off the water and off the rocks. The reason being, I want the rocks to be a very matte colour. That's a wet foot. I want the rocks to be a very matte colour. I don't want them to be glossy. Now they are very glossy because of the water that's hitting them, so polarizer's actually matting them down, and that's what I want. Hopefully this shot will work out. Now I'm going to go and find another shot, this time with that colour in the background. Okay, so I'm set up down on the shoreline here, looking straight at all that beautiful colour in that sky, and I've got the waves crashing on these rocks. Once again, polarizer taking the glare off the water. Now, because I'm actually relying on the waves, I can't focus stack this image, but it's the rocks in the foreground I want sharp, so I'm actually focused on the rocks in the foreground, and I'm clicking the shutter just as the waves start to break. I've got a 2 second timer on the camera. As soon as those waves break, I press the shutter and usually catch it just as it breaks on these rocks. Hopefully that's going to be any good. I'm going to get a couple more shots, choose the best of them. I'm going to find another location because I'm definitely making the most of that colour tonight. Okay, so once again I found myself not being able to resist a shot. If I turn you around so you can actually see roughly what I'm looking at. As you can see, that colour is absolutely sublime. It's absolutely beautiful. It's reflecting nicely in this water, but it's also bringing out the rocks. Now, I'm shooting for the highlights. I've got all the rocks as my foreground interest, leading to the sand that's got all the water on. That's bringing the colour into the sand, and then obviously I've got the colour in the sky. I'm loving the lead from the contrast. I'm loving the lead and the contrast from the dark to the light. You've got the nice, beautiful colour over there, but over here you've got sort of dark and moody. That's actually following on the ground as well. I'm loving the symmetry of that. Now, while we've still got some of this colour, there is a little channel of water heading down to the sea just over there. I'm hoping I can get there in time and shoot with the S-curve of that channel of water. So while I get over there, I'll put this shot up for you. I'll put a little video of it up here. Got the channel water leading down to the sea. Quite a few rocks in it, quite a lot of texture. When it gets that S-curve, the colours shine in it quite nicely. So again, I've got the colour on one side and all the darkness and moodiness on the other. I quite like how that's come out. So I'm going to put that image up now. I'm heading up here to see if I can actually get a shot of the castle with some of this sunset colour on it. Let's get up and have a look. Sadly, the shot of the castle didn't work. It's not lit up enough, and the foreground is shit, to be quite honest, especially compared to what we had down there. Now, the last embers of the sunset are disappearing, and the wind's picking up. I've just got some phone signal and it said there's a storm coming in, so I'm going to have to I'm either going to have to find somewhere to bed down for the night. Sadly, I need to double check the weather for tomorrow, because the locations I had in mind, I kind of need the weather to be well, I need the weather to be with me on that one. So I'll have to make some decisions on where we go from here. Either way, I can always come back. I've got a few main locations that I wanted to, and more importantly, I've got some excellent photography in. And one way or the other, I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, like, subscribe, and join me in the next one, and I'll see you in that one. Bye for now.